because they're getting some value out of it for themselves, including employees, and then eventually building momentum and customers swept along with it.
So that key thing then, really, I mean, you and I have spoken about this before at some length, but I mean, what we find, you know, over and over and over, and I ran a business for 10 years and I did this, is that you have, the thing that you have to get over, the big thing is that mindset change, right? So you can learn all the skills in the world about how to run businesses and how to do financials and how to do this and how to do that.
Yeah.
But most people who run a small business, they sit in that, in a, what I call a fear paradigm.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't grow it and you can't grow it and you can't grow it. You know that what you need to grow it is maybe to take on another person, but you're too fearful because of the money, so you need the cash flow to take on another person. So the big thing, I mean, why I liked your program was that it seems to address that big stumbling block in small business owners, rather than coming at them with, you know, skills here, skills there, and skills there. The fundamental thing is the way you look at it in your mind, is that fear.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is that letting go, because a lot of small business people as well think, oh, it's my expertise, I must do everything, I'm the only one that can do this. But so long as you stay like that, that's your own ceiling, that's a ceiling that you put on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, your program really, you're kind of tackling that head on, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
And
Right
holding a mirror up, because until people see that, and think, yeah, actually, I do that.
I think the thing about that is, but we build their understanding from the start, and we can't actually knock it over initially, but we have to move it. We have to give them an understanding of why it's important before we can even lead them through that process. Yeah.
Can I ask you? I totally agree. Exactly the same. The issue I'm kind of thinking about at the moment with clients who would otherwise fit the scenario we're talking about is that there's a reasonably successful business in terms of its size and its potential for growth, but this person you're mainly going to be working with, the business owner, usually male, has got incredibly good technical skills,
Yes.
right, in the making of something,
Yes.
usually,
Yes.
or the industry sector that they're in. And in terms of their potential, this is the question I wanted to ask you. Sometimes meeting them over a period of time, you think, I don't know that they're ever going to be the, you know, chief executive or the manager of this growing business. There could well be, if they want to make it grow and they get the message that you're giving, then the solution that most of us would come up with is find a business partner or a general manager who's going to be doing that and stay doing what you're really good at, which is building the production side of it. But I'm wondering if you would find also that common. I mean, would you go through the program until at the end you go, well, you know, that's the conclusion we come to, or do you get that sort of insight fairly early on and guide people into thinking
Well, I think first of all that they are the leader, irrespective. A business will always shrink back to its level of leadership.
Yes.
And if you take, so what we're then looking at is the model.
Yes.
Okay, so if they're a good technician and they're not good, we're never going to be able to rewire them to be good people managers.
Yeah.
Then yes, put them in a technical position. Remembering though that even people in a technical position without the leadership they will come in and meddle and undermine their business and micromanage and things like that. So they still need to have the context around it, around why it's important.
Yes.
So certainly, but absolutely, there's no reason why people wear different hats in a business, and they might even wear an employee technical hat, that, as well as an investor hat, but they don't have to be the GM.
I mean, for me, this is a good business model for a lot of people, is if they could get the mindset that you're talking about and the leadership, but feel comfortable, and I agree with you about the fear thing, is if they could accept that there would be really good outcomes if it wasn't them trying to do this that they don't really enjoy doing and aren't probably ever going to be totally the best at. then
Sorry,
they would go looking at, go looking for a slightly different model of how they would grow the business. And it could all still work out okay, fitting all the things you're talking about.
Okay,
But it's really hard for people to see that that's an option even, you know?
Yeah, but I
we'll
think.
just go to slide 25.
No, I know what you're talking
Quickly.
about. Yeah, I know. What
And,
you're
oh no,
talking
sorry,
about.
28.
28?
Just slide 28.
Oh.
Okay, so essentially, I just want to, just before we wrap up, so day 5 is natural selling,
Yeah.
and it's all about giving people the ability to easily create get agreement without having to force, push, tell, sell.
Yeah.
It's about engaging customers and the opportunity for them. So very effective, very, very effective, and this is actually, I've done a lot of work in that space. Yeah, so essentially, and the whole thing's really about creating enough lead flow